I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America and its laws, the Constitution of the State of Florida and its laws, and all ordinances of the City of New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Furthermore, I will well, faithfully, and truly perform all my duties with respect to the Code of Ethics as an officer of the Police Department for the City of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Keep telling him if he runs his mouth anymore, he's going to go to jail for sort of
That's Chief Coffin. He's a very seasoned officer, been in law enforcement for a long time. Now, one of the things that I want to point out, he's a very active chief, out riding motorcycles, responding to calls, and responding to incidents. Having a career in law enforcement that long brings you back to the late 80s and early 90s, where there were no body cameras and it was their word against yours. I'll put a few links in the description that indicates that he was indicted by a grand jury. However, he was acquitted. From what the article reads, he was part of a task force that was controversial for stopping people for drugs on Interstate 95 under the direction of Sheriff Vogel. This is a disciplinary hearing for the New Smyrna Beach Police Department. The man on the left is Greg Cook. He's a former Port Orange police officer, now acting as a union rep for the officers. The middleman is Officer Beatty. He was suspended for a day for violating Honor Your Oath's rights. Cook and the chief are cop-splaining to each other back and forth about being baited.
Not the police thing or anything like that. I watched the video. My opinion, I didn't think it was that bad. I think the guy had a minimal detention. He wasn't thrown to the ground. He wasn't tased.
Less than a half hour before this, he came and tried to bait me in the commission meeting.
Right.
And I didn't fall into the trap. I think that sometimes officers should just take a second and just take a hot minute or a deep breath and say, what is going on here? And when someone challenges us, not take it personally.
The chief has good advice, but it's not what he does. He violates people's rights. An anonymous source contacted me about two men who had their rights violated. One had a sign that said, "You honk, I drink," on his 35th birthday, and the other one you see pictured here. And it was the chief that allegedly stole the sign.
Non-motor 11 and 902. Dave, I just got flagged down by a citizen saying that there's someone standing on the side of the road with a sign saying that we're out here. So
you might want to go down there and tell him that's probably against the law, like flashing lights. Yeah, I'll take care of that. I'm on the bike. I'll go down there. Where's he at? Just north of Dairy Queen.
The last radio transmission you just heard is believed to be the police chief. He was on a motorcycle, and he was the one that allegedly took the sign from the man. This police chief has handed down suspensions, warnings, and other penalties for violating law and violating policy. So you could only imagine what would happen to him. I was provided a tip that about 25 people resigned recently, and City Hall wanted to find out. So they brought officers over to City Hall and questioned him. If you have any information about Chief Coffin and his incidents with either homeless or anybody expressing a First Amendment right, please send me a message at JamesMadisonAudits@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your story. I promise there'll be more to come. I want to thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell button.